I here. This is a reading for the sign of Leo. We're going to do a Celtic cross spread with the Thoth deck, and what we see on the bottom of the deck is going to represent what you don't see coming. And once we get an idea of what the general message of this reading is going to be, we're going to pull 3 cards from the shadow deck to see what's going on in your subconscious and to see if there are any further clarifications that we might need. So let's just see what happens. Okay, today we are tuning in to the energy of the sign of Leo. So if Leo is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, or however else you choose to identify with the sign of Leo today, you can use that as a way to interpret the messages that are coming through. And if the details of this message do not fit, that is okay. Do not force anything. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if none of the story seems to really be fitting with anything going on in your life or your situation, that's okay. You can always just check your other placements, or you can stick around and see what's going on in the world of other Leos. So let's just see what we get today, what messages can come through. So what things should we think about? Are there things that we should meditate upon? Are there things that we should look out for? Are there any warnings that we might need? Are there things that we should look forward to? Are there positive things that we should perhaps move towards? Are there things that we can try to push our energy towards and perhaps make our life or day a little bit more positive? What messages can we receive for those today who are trying to tune in to the energy of the sign of Leo? Let's see what our Celtic cross has to tell us. Okay, that feels pretty good. So let us see what we get today. So in the current moment, Leo, we have the Eight of Wands. Ideas going all over the place, perhaps lots of movement in your life, lots of changes perhaps. But this is usually a card of energy that's just kind of erratic and all over the place. It's fast moving, it's hard to control. It's possibly some information that's coming into your life, either from people telling you things or several different people trying to contact you, or maybe a message that has sort of spurred quick action in your life. But lots of movement, lots of speed, and a little bit of a hint of information transfer that's happening here with this card. So hard to say just with this alone what's going on with you, but definitely getting the vibe of lots of movement right now. Lots of things being said or done around you that are happening at almost such a fast pace that it's hard to keep up with just everything that's going on. So let's see what crosses you. Oh, that's interesting. It's the Seven of Discs. This is a card that's usually about waiting, almost being a little impatient about things that are growing. So perhaps all of this energy is you in a mode of wanting to get going, wanting to get, maybe you've got a message you want to express, information you want to get across to people, and perhaps even though you're struggling to get that information out, there's just a little bit of sort of I'm feeling like an impatient energy of wanting to make something happen and having the idea to make it happen, but just not being able to get it off the ground. Whether that's because you just can't keep things in control, or almost like you're bursting at the seams with all these things you want to say and do. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But let's put this in more context. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Prince of Swords, a Six of Swords. Oh yeah, this is information. Hanged Man. Oh yeah, more sword energy. Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Six of Cups. Okay, that's nice. That's a little soothing given all of this intensity. The Hermit. Yeah, okay. I think I see where this is going. And the Seven of Cups. Okay. Yeah, so this is high intensity erratic movement, trying to get a grip on things. I don't think you're physically moving very much. I think you're stuck and ready to go, just like anxious, just like come on, come on, come on. I want to get going. I want to get going, and just we gotta chill. We gotta chill because if we go too fast, we're gonna make a mistake and we're gonna push ourselves in a direction that we don't want to go. So, okay, let's get a sense of all the cards here. So, in terms of major arcana, we have the Hanged Man and the Hermit. This is very isolated energy, very you in your sort of quiet space, which is not where Leo wants to be. You want to be seen. Leo wants to be seen. He wants to have people hear him and see what he's doing. And I think this is there's a lot of restless anxiety here that's happening. So, okay, in terms of our other cards, for our court cards, it looks like we have both a Prince and a Knight of Swords, and that's it. But a lot of air energy, lots of air energy. So we have those two there. We've got, in terms of our fire energy, we have the Eight of Wands. That's it. Okay. In terms of earth energy, we have the Seven of Discs. That's it. That's all the fire in the earth. So all the fire and earth is right here in the present moment. So it's like a pressure cooker ready to blow, right? But it's more information, right? We want to build, we want to put things in the world, but we can't. It's all in our head still. Okay, so then let's see. In terms of our other cards for cups, we have a 6 and a 7. Okay, so the 6 is to me that's the sort of soothing energy, the little bit of soothing energy we have going on here, and I think the 7 up there is a warning. That's what I'm seeing from that. And then all this air, right? We have the Prince and the Knight, the two court cards. We've got the 6, which is a nice positive bit of sword energy, and the 10, which is that's yeah, no, okay. So let's get into this. I think I know exactly what this is about. So, with the Prince of Swords, that's that card of all of these different ideas, sort of all over the place. I was sort of accrediting to the Eight of Wands the same kind of energy of just here, there, everywhere. This is that, that's there. There's just all these things happening, but it's all like that's the only bit of fire and earth energy is in the present moment. Everything else surrounding it, it's all mental. This is all, and the major arcana are very isolated, singular, alone cards. So your mind is racing right now. You are ready to create, but it's all stuck inside you, and you just want to get going. So we have that Prince of Swords. That is trying in the past to get all of this information sort of organized so we can get a plan together. Trying to get a sense of what is it we know we want to work on this project and that project and this project and that. We have all these different ideas, and it's great. Lots of motivation, lots of intensity. I'm loving all the things you want to do, but like you gotta pick something. You can't be like a dog chasing cars in the street. You gotta pick something and stick to it. And so that's where we come to the present moment as we're trying to collect our thoughts and get everything sort of organized and ready to go. We want to start building, and we are building. That's the 7. It's the starting of building. But here you see it's the card of failure because it's the card of wanting to put energy into something and not seeing results. Wanting to build, ready to build. We have the swiftness card. We are just so ready to build, and we are not seeing any of it happen. So much passion and no results. And that is frustrating. But don't worry, we'll get through that. This is just, it's one of those things where it's not time. You got to be patient. If you've got all these ideas and you want to make them, they're going to take time to build. And I think you're going to get to that point. That's what the 6 of Swords is this frustration that you're currently feeling. You're going to be able to realize looking back that this was supposed to be this way. This frustrated feeling was you really understanding just how passionate you feel about whatever these things are that you're trying to create. So you're going to get there. You're going to be able to make them happen, but you're not there yet. And you haven't quite gotten to that point of getting the perspective of, okay, let's calm. We'll get there. We'll chill. The journey is ahead. The 6 of the 6 of Swords is a card that also has an undertone of going on a journey, of taking the lessons of the realizations we've had from the past and carrying them into the future and learning to, grow into a stronger reality with the tools that we've learned from our past, either successes, failures, just whatever our mental sword energy is representing for us. So you'll get there. You're going to be moving ahead. Notice we've got all this Mercury energy. We've got the here we have Mercury and Sagittarius, and here we have Mercury and Aquarius. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna be able to get all that information out. Whatever it is you want to say, you're gonna be able to get it out. But be patient. And I think the process of getting to this point of being able to cool our jets and kind of slow down and take a more steady as she goes approach, that's what's happening here with our Hanged Man. You know, you're meeting all these frustrations. It feels like, even though you have all this inspiration and it feels like you're unstoppable, nothing's really happening even though you're doing all the right things. So take a step back, slow down, take a lesson from the Hanged Man and just hang tight for a little bit, Hanged Man, hang tight. Chill out, look at things from a certain perspective and realize that although it maybe doesn't feel like you're making these successes, these feels like failure, things are growing, things are developing, they are moving forward. We have a prince and then we have a knight. We're moving into that more immature to adulthood energy. The information that you're trying to process is getting more refined, it's getting more powerful, and it is showing slow and steady results. But you've got to make sure you take the time to see that. And once you slow down and get more control over all of that passionate, creative energy, you'll be able to use the force of the Knight of Swords that comes down like the gust of a hurricane, just that heavy wind of being able to make waves, in more ways than one, right? Being able to really come and make your statement and do what you want to do. It's going to happen, but it takes time. But right now you feel caged, you feel trapped, but it's an illusion. You're not. Right? We have the Ten of Swords here. This is a cage. This is what you're breaking away from. And again, we have all of this frustration, failure, ruin. It feels like everything is not working out as planned, but it's not done yet. You're in the middle of the process. The seeds are planted. Things are growing. You don't plant a plant in your yard or in a pot and put it by your window and expect it to be fully grown in a day. It takes time, but it will get there. Okay, so just be patient. We'll get there. You're going to be able to break out of this, and all of this frustration, you're going to look back on this and realize this was just the changing of a period for you. You were breaking out of an old routine that wasn't serving you. You're finally ready to break out of that routine, but you're not quite out of the cage yet. But you're getting there. You're breaking through now, and that sun is rising in the distance. You're moving towards that positive energy, and that's this soothing Six of Cups energy. This is usually a card of nostalgia, of looking back on the positive things in your past that are going to help you recover from difficulties that are the result of a Five of Cups spilling of your emotions or a breaking of a cup of some sort. But what I really see this as is, to me, it's what you're moving towards. I think you're moving towards something that you will eventually look back towards and realize this was the breaking point of a huge breakthrough. This is where things started to finally get better, and you're ready. You're so ready for it to get to that point, but you've got to be patient, because eventually you will get to the other side of this, and that soothing energy, you'll be able to look back and realize, oh man, I was just so intense right then, but now I realize that slow and steady, you'll get there. Okay? So again, a little bit of a different interpretation of the Six of Cups, but that's the energy I'm feeling from this, is that it's really telling you that this is not something in the present that you're going to look back upon, or this is not something from in the present that you are looking back upon now. This moment, this environment you're in, this breaking through and this calming of all of this restless energy into something more constructive is something you will look back upon in the future and realize just how big of a breakthrough you were really having at this point in time. Okay. Now the challenge is the Hermit. Like I said, this is a reading for Leo. You want to be seen. You don't really feel the energy of the Hermit. You want to be the sun. Leo's the sun. The Hermit has the energy of the sun, but it's contained within that lantern that he's carrying. It's very quiet. It's very, he's solitary. He's the Hermit. He's keeping all of that to himself until it's ready to be shared. He's looking over things and thinking about where he is so he can plan out what the next thing that needs to be created is going to be. That's why you see the egg and the sperm in this card. He is getting ready to create, but it's all contained within him still. So this is really about taking all that passion, taking all of that energy and keeping it. Don't turn it down. Just keep it in control so that you can refine it and use it constructively and effectively. Because as I said, the card at the top, I think, is a warning. The Seven of Cups. Make sure that you're not jumping on the first thing that looks good. Just because you're passionate and excited, don't just make the first move because it was the first thing that presented itself to you. Think about your options. Think about the things you want to create and move towards and do. Because if you make a wrong move, you might end up moving towards what you think is a Six of Cups, or really what you might think is a Nine of Cups is a more apt comparison. Something that's really your fulfillment, but then as you get to it, you realize, oh, this is just a Seven of Cups. This was the wrong thing for me. It looked good on paper, but it wasn't the right thing. So the challenge is that hermit energy of not just giving in to the offers that come in. Take your time, really think things over, and look through what you want. Look from a different perspective. The two major arcana cards that are kind of the points on this map that are telling us how to make sense of everything else are the Hermit and the Hanged Man. Look at how things are unfolding and take the time to really reflect for yourself what you need and want. Don't let all of this Eight of Wands and Prince of Swords energy make you fly all over the place. Pull it in, reel it in, get in control of it, and think about what you're trying to move towards. And that's what's going to get you to a better place. Okay? So that's the message here. We're going to be able to break out of this. We're going to get out of this cage. Wherever you are now, you might feel stuck, you might feel stagnant, you might feel frustrated because it's not happening fast enough, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It's going to happen. Just take your time and make smart choices and keep thinking about what it is you want to create and start making the moves to make that happen, and things will get better. So let's see what we don't see coming. Well, look at that. Valor. Like I said, don't turn the energy down. Just focus it. The Knight of Swords is taking all of the energy of the Prince of Swords. In some sense, they kind of have the same amount of energy within them, but because the Prince of Swords is fractured in all these different little smaller pieces, it's like a water hose that's just spraying everywhere. But if you put your thumb over that water hose and you add pressure to that by making the water go through a tighter opening, and that makes that water come through so much more powerful because of that extra added pressure that it gets. And that's what we're getting when we move from the Knight of Swords, or from the Prince of Swords to the Knight of Swords. So again, I'm not saying turn the energy down, just reel it in, keep it in control, and focus it, and keep channeling that power. You've got the power you need to make the things you want happen. Just slow down, look at what you're doing, take time for yourself to make sense of what it is you're wanting to create, and eventually you'll look back on this in a positive way and realize this was a turning point for you. Okay, because if you move too quickly, stick to your guns and do what you know you need to do. Don't give in to cheap thrills. Don't take offers that are going to seem on the table to be a quick, easy out. That's going to lead you to the Seven of Cups. Stand your ground and really focus on what you want to create, and things will get better for you. Okay, you're moving on the right path. You're moving in a good place. Just be patient and be smart. Okay, so now let's see what the Shadow deck has to share with us. Okay, so we're going to pull 3 cards from here, see what's going on in your subconscious. I'm not gonna lie, I love this energy. I love this sort of frantic, all over the place energy. As a Gemini myself, I really like this. Leo rising, so I feel the Leo too. But as a Gemini in particular, this is very all over the place, chaotic Gemini kind of energy. So I'm digging it. And I get the frustration. Slow down, you'll get there. Just take your time. It's hard, especially when you want to work on a million different projects, but take the time and do them right, and they'll be successful. If you work on a million things and never get anything done, then you basically didn't do anything. But if you work really hard on just a few projects and narrow it down to the things you really want and do them very well, then you're going to be extra successful, because you've got the passion to work on a million things. Put that passion into a few things, and they're going to come out like gold. So channel it. Just channel it. Alright, let's see what we get. 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Yeah, more energy, more air energy. Like I said, the air energy is just all over the place. This is just like chaos. It's like we're in a wind tunnel. There's just so much air. You just gotta like get grounded. You need some earth, really. You need to really get your feet on just touch grass, as they say, and really keep yourself grounded, because all of this anxious energy is leading to pain. That's the anxiety that comes from having all of these thoughts just sloshing around your head, and the frustration of not completing any one of them is what's leading to this anxiety. I mean, look how unpleasant that feels, like, or that looks like. That probably feels pretty rough. You got 9 swords hanging over your head, and I mean, he doesn't have a face, or it doesn't have a face, but it looks like it's screaming, you know. But its whole face is a screaming mouth, and like that's just, I get it. I get that when you're just like, there's just too much. Just chill it. Just chill. But that's not what we're feeling, because here we have the 8 of Swords. We're feeling trapped by these anxieties, all of this heavy, intense energy that's taken us all these different directions. If we don't get it under control, we feel imprisoned by it. And even though it's like, it seems like it should be freeing because it's air, it's all over the place, it feels like we're just flowing here, here, here. It's almost like, what's the word for it? It's you've got so many options pulling you in so many different directions that you end up going nowhere. You're stuck because you're tied down by being pulled in every direction all at the same time, and that gets you nowhere. In fact, it's exactly what this card here, you're probably feeling that right there. You're feeling stuck emotionally because your mind is all over the place. And if you can't get that focused and organized, you're not going to be able to move forward, and you're just going to feel this anxiety over and over and over again. You're never going to be able to reach something that feels more fulfilling, like a 6 or a 9 of Cups. Okay, you might almost be, that's why I think you're inspired to move towards a 7, because you're just like, I just want something good. I just want something good. That's the 7. You're going to take the consolation prize, and you're not going to really be happy. It's like, okay, good, I'm drinking water here, but it's green sludge water. I mean, maybe it's a pretty color green, that's the silver lining, but like, no, you want something positive. You want something good that's going to make you feel fulfilled, not just quenched, right? So yeah, that to me, this is very clear what's happening with this reading. Just all this anxiety from being pulled in every which way. Focus, patience, grounded, make a plan, and you will move towards it. You've got the passion and the energy. Just focus it and move forward, okay? Now, what you don't see coming in the shadow deck is a 3 of Cups, which is celebration. I'm telling you, when you focus this energy and you get it under control and you start using it as a propellant in a direction that you are wanting to move, it's going to lead to growth. The 3s are all about expansion, and this is emotional expansion, right? Stick to your guns, pick a plan, stick to it, and it's going to start leading you towards things that feel more fulfilling, and you're going to be able to celebrate your successes with the people you care about. You're going to make connections with people that you care about. Because if you focus your energy and start putting your time into working towards something you care about, you're going to start naturally attracting and being around the people who also care about those things. And those are going to allow you to find the people you need to be around to be happier and more successful in whatever it is you're trying to do. So, like I said, very straightforward reading. Pull it together, stay grounded, stay calm. Maybe meditate a little bit more, just like sit quietly and just breathe and be, grounded in yourself for a few minutes. You'll feel more calm. You'll feel more emotionally receptive to things, and that's going to allow you to make the changes and plans you need to get a good focused step forward. So this is great. I'm sure it's not feeling great right now. I'm feeling the frustration. I get it. I understand. So just do some breathing. Do some breathing exercises. It'll help you stay calm, I promise. So, but yeah, that's all I have for you today, Leo. I hope this was helpful. And as always, if you got more or different messages out of these cards than what I said, let the images speak to you as they need to. I'm just here to try and help guide you through this process. But at the end of the day, use your own intuition to get the messages you need to get. Okay? But this is all I have for you. So, please like and subscribe if you have not already. If you have any feedback or comments or just things you'd like to share and discuss, please leave a comment down below. I love hearing from everyone who watches these, and I try to, respond as best I can to interact with you guys. And if you know anyone else that might enjoy or benefit from these videos, please share them as you feel fit. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.